Lovely to meet you, Sangon. Tell me, what have the last few weeks been like for you?
Lovely to meet you as well. Last few weeks. These days I've been just busy with press and some interviews, I guess, and catching up with people, with friends that I haven't been able to talk to for a while. And yeah, just seeing how people react to the show, really.
Has life changed much other than your social media that's kind of like exploded?
Yeah, my social media, like it definitely exploded like in a way that I didn't expect. Like I think in 4 days my Instagram reached 1 million followers, and then after like a week or so it was like 2 million, and now it's getting quite steady, like slow, but again it's growing that I didn't imagine.
But are you aware you are the talk of the town and the poster boy of cool? Because I remember hours after Exo Kitty, the three things that were trending on my timeline was Minho, 17, and hot. So I was like, who is this new idol? And then I realized it was you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think people really love my entrance with me entering the airport with this music 17 hot at the moment. But I didn't know that song until I've heard it whilst I was um entering the place. But yeah, everyone seemed to be loving the combination between Minho and the songs from 17. Some of the songs I actually like. I think it was one from You Don't Know If I Feel Lonely. I think that's what the song was called. Yeah. Can't remember the song name, but yeah.
But did you anticipate that this is going to become so big, or were you pleasantly surprised?
No, no, no. It was definitely something that I did not expect. I mean, in a way, people were saying that there were like, yeah, I mean there were people saying that there's going to be some fan base already based on the past films to All the Boys I Loved Before. But then obviously just, as a person, like I'm a very skeptical person. So when the show came out, I just thought, you know what, hope for the best and everything. But yeah, thankfully people really loved it. And then I'm just glad that people have this sort of reaction.
And you have a cult following now. You do realize that.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you have a cult following now. Have you been through the fan comments?
Some of them, and some of them haven't been able to read thoroughly, but I've definitely seen a lot of comments saying like, oh, like hashtag Team Minho, or like Team Nkitty Endgame, please. Where's season two? And yeah, like people are loving the reaction. I think I love the people's reaction, really.
Can I read out a few comments for you?
Yeah.
Solely for you. Can you cast your spell on me? Is one.
That's following me, okay.
One is your voice is magic. I can hear you all day long.
Oh. I'm sure they don't want to hear my voice too long, but that's very sweet.
You are so unbearably cute that my heart hurts.
Aw. So these are from the comments from like videos of like my Instagram, or was it like just
They're from your videos and Indian fan comments. The other
okay.
is charisma, style, personality. Can you be my man?
It's very sweet of them.
So was Minho the character that you auditioned for, and was he the character that you really wanted to play?
Well, yes, because obviously I've aimed to become that character because as I was going through the character descriptions and audition for that role, um, yeah, I thought Minho was the only thing that I could play in a most my way of playing that character. I've read through the character descriptions like Miss Alex Finity, like the teacher, and Day, the main character, like the main love line between Kitty. But then I knew that Day's character was a bit too innocent for me, and I thought to myself, it wouldn't be so fun. I felt like I think someone else could play that off well. But Minho, like I read the description, it was like, yeah, he sounds fun. And I think he'll be something that I would love to play, something that might be slightly different from what I usually am as a person. So yeah, that's why I enjoyed playing him, and that's why I went with him.
Are you anything like him in real life? If not, who was the closest to you in Exo Kitty?
Well, no. Um I think the cast was saying like I'm very similar to my character in real life. In a way, I think that's a compliment. At the same time, I'm not so sure. But I think people, when people say they think, oh, that is you, I take it as a compliment because um, it's like I played that role well enough for them to think, wait, that is you. And then in a way, it's sometimes hard to portray yourself on the character. You can never sometimes play yourself. It might be easy as people might think, but it could be really hard. Sometimes you don't want to show too much of your side. But I think there were similar traits for Minho and me. Like I try to act confident. Minho acts confident. I'm not sure if he's acting confident, but I think he is very confident. I think he loves cooking. I love cooking, and I think we share a bit of the romantic side when it comes to relationship. But yeah, just maybe there are some similar traits, not 100% me.
But not Minho skincare regime, is it?
No, it wasn't. I think mine is quite simple. Um it's not very complicated. I have like 4 steps. So after washing my face, I go toner, essence water, and moisturizing cream, and then sun cream for like when I go outside. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
But was there somebody that you actually modeled yourself on when you were getting to play him? Because for a lot of people, it was Boys Over Flowers 2023. You
Oh
reminded
yeah,
them, Junpyo's character. Was it
yeah.
someone that you observed and thought that I should get his characteristics into Minho?
Well, I mean, funny enough that you've mentioned Boys Over Flowers, like because I've watched that when I was young, and I thoroughly enjoyed the characters there, especially um Kujumpyo, the guy who falls in love with the main girl there. And then I think I did consider their characters like the F4, the four, yeah, the boys into my character as well, because I think that's how, if they were acting like that when they were young and how they portrayed it like years ago, I think I could have I think I naturally thought, okay, I'll portray the same as exactly as how they did, except in my version and in a more modern sense, not too old, not to feel like Boys Over Flowers, but more like feel like Minho from EXO Kitty. Yeah.
I also felt Minho was a very strongly written character, in comparison, because there's so much to him. There's so many layers to him.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah.
yeah. So did that strike you too?
Well, yes. I mean, I did play Minho. Not, I mean, the way how I thought about the character whilst I was playing him, whilst I was reading the script, I was thinking, well, I mean, he acts all confident and all, but then naturally, from my experience, my personal life experience, people who act very confident and who really looks flashy inside, they're really, really vulnerable, and they're just reaching out for love, not just relationship, but towards their family or towards their friends. So in that way, I sense that Minho is that sort of character. That's why I wanted to play him as hey, look, I look confident, but really inside, like, I'm also a human being.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's why I wanted to portray that on through the screen, and hopefully the audience notice. And hopefully, yeah, I think some people noticed, and I just hope that people think as well, um, as like has a lot of layers into his character. He is like anyone else and everyone else out there who has the same or similar characteristics.
Did you always know the ending of Exo Kitty, or did you or did it take you by surprise?
Sorry, what? Say that again?
Did you know the end of Exo Kitty, or did that take you by surprise? Were you all aware that's how?
It took me by surprise. Like even after we read the script and before we um did a whole did the whole screening thing for like everything. Whilst I read it, we're like, whoa, this is how it ends, like unexpected. Yeah, all right then. I don't know what much to say about the ending because if someone asked me like what's the explanation of Minho and Kitty at the end game, I'm like, I have no idea. You know what? Like I think you gotta ask the showrunners and the writers for that because for me, I just think, wow, okay, like they're together at the end. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Honestly, I think I'm just really curious as much as that they are.
Absolutely. And what was it like working with your sister? Like, who got the gig first? I mean,
Um, well, I mean, working with my sister first of all was amazing. There were times where obviously, I mean, we didn't really have a lot of scenes together, so there wasn't much of a clash, except if there was, we would just handle it professionally and offset. Once we're done with work, we would come back home, we would like hug it out, or we would be like saying each other like we would just tap each other's back, be like, "You've done well," and everything. And what else is there? I think it was fun. Yeah, it was definitely fun. And then for the gig, right? I got the first out of all the characters. I remember the producers and the showrunners, everyone did a Zoom meeting with me, and they said, "Oh, you're the first one to get casted, besides Kitty, obviously." So I was just excited for myself, but then at the same time, I had no idea if they were gonna cast my sister Gia as Yuri or not. So I try to keep my happiness as much as I can until I heard that Gia got it as well. So I was like, I was just thrilled, really. Yeah.
I mean, both your siblings actually have made a statement. But what would you have to say about the mixed reactions to this show? Because many are like, oh, this is not the way Korea is. This is not how we are. What would you say to that?
Well, I mean, it's kind of ironic. I would say the way how people react to, I mean, especially Koreans in Korea, where they saw the show, and I think some of them have really mixed reactions behind it. Some people liked it, some people thought it was too corny. And I was thinking, well, if it's too corny, well, we took some of those Korean references into the series. And if you say it's corny, well, it's from your source. Why would you be the where's the double standard coming from, honestly? But but I get it. You know what? There are some times when even I would say, okay, maybe that's not too Korean like, but I mean, what do you expect, mate? I mean, it's a Korean K-drama and Hollywood collaboration, right? So there must be a mix of both. It can't just be one side. If people think that, I think it's just they just really made this show for Korea boos, which is like equivalent to like people who love just Koreans. But I'm thinking like, you know what? I think we showed enough Korean culture and the background and the sights of Seoul and in Korea. I think they did it well, and I think if Koreans or the audience who have a negative point about it, I think they should open up a little bit more and enjoy it, not rather than taking a diss on it.
Absolutely, because since Korean content is so huge, what do you actually personally feel is the USP? Because it's globally, I mean, Korean content has just exploded in our face.
True, true, true. I mean, K-drama, K-pop, I think anything that puts a K on it, it takes in a lot of consideration that in a very positive way when people hear it. So I'm just really proud of the fact that that is now what people think. And but yeah, I just really hope that um the Koreans can also in see that the US really tried to do a collaboration with K-drama, and they obviously respect the work that they've produced so far. And that's why they're implementing it in a US production. So in a way, I think people should lighten up a little bit more rather than being such critics.
I totally get that. And do we see you in a K-drama anytime soon?
Well, not now at the moment. Well, but hopefully, I mean, hopefully there will be a time where I'll do K-drama. But yeah.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
waiting for Gran Turismo. What a action, adventure, racing car drama, and what a star
yeah.
cast. How exciting was that? And what deets can you spell? Whatever you can spell.
Well, the deets I can share is that it's based on a true event um that happened years ago where these gamers um participated in this tournament through a PlayStation game, and then and then one of the top players for that sort of game globally around the world gathered into one space, and they were training to become actual racers. And then one of them who made it through the final test gets to actually race in a legitimate Nissan tournament, like a race tournament. And I think the storyline seems to be magical and amazing, to be fair. So I think people can look forward to how that played out really, and people might be thinking, wait, this actually happened, like this is amazing. But yeah, so I think people can be looking forward to the storyline, and the people who are in the film, yeah.
And I'm also very intrigued by a rock climbing account. Will we see you in a similar movie? Would you want to do an action film like Cliffhanger or something?
Yeah, that'd be great, you know. I wouldn't mind playing like a film like I haven't exactly seen the film, but I remember there was a film called 127 Hours, and it was about someone just surviving in the wild, and then but it was about him like going around climbing as well, I think. But yeah, I would love to participate in like some sort of like climbing documentary, or or like a film that related to climbing. I'm a huge enthusiast in with the rock climbing community. So yeah, I mean, if anyone has ideas or gigs for it, then I'm all up for it.
Absolutely. So before we wrap up, just a few quick questions. Your most memorable scene in Exo Kitty.
All right. My most memorable scene in Exo Kitty, it would be I think honestly this might be really out of the blue, but I think for me is a scene when Minho Minho he was entering this madness, a Minho madness party, and like trying to tell everyone that the teachers are coming or whatever, like we like you need to get out, and then he goes through the crowd to warn people, and then he sees Kitty and they like leaning on each other and trying to whisper something. But then and then the next scene is when Mino has this face where he shows his true side of his true feelings, what his heart is telling. And I think from then I think I like that scene because that's when his eyes don't lie, his heart is true, and that's when he feels most romantic for someone else. Yeah.
Your on-set best friend.
On-set best friend. I would say Minyoung or Anna or Anthony. I think that honestly, like I think like everyone we got along so well together. So there wasn't much of a best friend scenario. We were just like a family. We were the whole class, like including I mean, Gia obviously is family, but like I think we all got along so quick, so nicely. So yeah, there's no really a best friend. I can't make a one person thing. It's like a whole family thing for me.
Were you anything like that in high school yourself? Like the cool dude, like the T-bird, the F4 in school, back in school when you were in school?
Not in school, because I was definitely not one of the F4s in in Hong Kong. That was the high school in Hong Kong, yeah. Um yeah, in Hong Kong I was I think I was amongst my friends with my group. but definitely not like one of those confident, good-looking people. I don't think so. So yeah, it was fun to play someone that I couldn't be in high school. Mm.
Truth, two truths and one lie about yourself.
Two truths and one lie about myself. Um, two truths, one lie about it. I I love to go. I love to go climbing 5, 6 hours for 4 times a week. Oh, and uh, I like watching horror films every night, and I love to cook pasta for my friends.
I know the two truths. I think I do know. So, which is
Okay.
the one thing about you that drives everyone crazy?
One thing about me that drives everyone crazy. Um, One thing about me that drives everyone crazy. I think sometimes I say things that are quite um unexpected, you know. I say things without filter at the same time. I say things that that I think it's true to what I'm thinking, and then just say it out loud and then explain it. Yeah. I think that's what people are like, wait, what? That's what they get very surprised about me, I think.
Describe yourself in a hashtag.
A hashtag.
If you were a hashtag, what would it be?
Ah, Um, Hashtag smile. Yeah.
If you were a song, which song would that be?
Song. Ooh, a song. That's a good one. I think I need to think about this song. Is it all right if I just quickly go through my Spotify, just like
Please,
really quick?
please do.
I'm like, this is a good one to oh, actually, it's not really a song, but I love to hear this there's no lyrics behind it, but I love Joe Hisayashi Merry-Go-Round of Life. It's like from the main theme song from Howl's Moving Castle. If anyone's watched that film, it's a Japanese cartoon film by Ghibli Studios, and that song is like one of my favorite songs to listen to and keeps me peaceful.
Should check that out as well. And the last thing you Googled about yourself.
About myself, oh, I don't know, like, did I
You're on the
Google?
search engines, I'm sure. So you just need to type in your name and then.
Uh, right, let's go to my search. Hang on. I think recently I just typed in my name on Google. That's it, and then see what comes up. Yeah.
And for all your female fans, the one thing that attracts you about a woman.
One thing attracts me about a woman. I think a good sense of humor. Yeah, a good sense of humor. And maybe a good smile. Yeah.
Interesting. A relationship red flag.
A relationship red flag. Um, mm, let's see. Red flag. Relationship red flag. If she treats her friends um less than what she thinks she's worth, then that's a red flag. I mean, if she thinks highly of herself too much, like including her friends, then that's a red flag. Yeah.
Wow, lovely chatting with you. Any plans to travel to India? Are you familiar with Indian movies, music, or food, anything?
Not so much, but I love Indian food. I have a few friends from India, around the world as well, from different backgrounds. Like I mean, they're from India, but then they grew up in Hong Kong or in the UK or in Korea. So I have a few friends definitely, and I promised my friends that I'll visit them in India. So I think that is definitely one of my lists that I'll travel to. Yeah, probably
Oh,
like they're probably like top. That's probably like top 3 places I would travel to. Yeah.
Awesome. Lovely chatting with you. And what next? What can we
Chatting with you
expect
as
from
well.
you?
Thank you. Like lovely chatting with you as well. Thank you.
Likewise. And what next? What can we expect from you?
What can I expect from me? Oh, what next? Well, at the moment, like I think if people are interested in my life at the moment, stay tuned on my Instagram profiles. I think I might go live soon, like next week or so, maybe to answer some questions from the fans. Or, if you stay follow on my profile, then you might see some interesting posts from me. I try to be as active as I can. And for work-wise, because of the writer strike going on at the moment, there's not a lot going on, but that's fine. Like again, if you want to tune in to what I have to provide, then again, just watch my stories. Yeah.
Lovely chatting with you. All the very best and many congratulations. Well deserved. You really were a scene stealer. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Jeffrey. Bye. Bye-bye.